Greetings. I better check the sound. Happy day, everybody. It's been one of those days today. Um, let's check the sound before I start rambling, though. Give people a chance to show up. Um, give me a chance to. Give me a chance. Okay, we got, and there's not much of a lag tonight either. Give me a chance to fill things in here. Um, talk to me, please. Because I really have no particular thing on my mind except some, like, don't even know the right word to hang on about Facebook right now. What they've fucking done. Um, anyway, and whoever that was didn't stay long. It's probably just a bot grabbing this to go make a comment. And yeah, I'm looking pretty rough. I was doing some housework today. Busted up two. I had some bad. I had bad roach infestation up on top of the refrigerator that I dealt with today. And I just was, I've been all up in the middle of the trans wars. It's just, they're the Vatican is funding all these evangelicals who are like they're lobbying against all equality laws and for discriminatory laws. They're ramping up violence against us. They're trying to prevent the inclusion of LGBTQ inclusion and medically accurate sex education courses. They want to be able to keep their kids at home and condition them to be cisgender and heterosexual and consider all queers to be mentally ill, which is just intolerable to most people at this point. Most straight people wish that other straight people who hate on queers for no reason other than they're queer would just stop fucking doing that. Everybody's sick of the fucking debate. I'm real happy to be able to live my life without anybody giving me any shit about what I am. I don't have to defend my existence to anybody in Tucson. I haven't had to at all. Hardly ever even have to explain what transgender is to people in Tucson. It should be like that for people everywhere, but it's not. So, like, I got the spoons to do it, and you can see I'm tired. I'm wore out. I totally wore out for this shit. So anyway, I don't know. Transgender community lost Nikki Lloyd. Today to natural causes, totally unexpected too. So I don't know what happened because family isn't saying. It took me, and they didn't, because they didn't, everybody's getting all uptight about, oh shit, what happened? So I went, I wasn't going to call their organization. They were like the National Transgender something or other. And I wasn't going to call their organization and ask them. I, went looking at the news, the news and the cops for information. It took me a while to get anybody to just confirm that it was natural causes. I've been dealing with so much transphobia, just so much. These people have nothing but really bad scripture interpretation, discredited pseudoscience by disreputable researchers, and straight out paranoid delusions. I mean, like, kids are not getting drugs or surgery. All they're getting is like to choose how long they wear their hair and what they wear for clothes and what they play with. Oh, what's going on? They're not being encouraged to be anything. They're encouraged to be themselves. That's all that's going on. They're not being pushed in either direction. They're just being allowed to be themselves. And I'm so sick and fucking tired of seeing it over and over and over again about how these parents are child abusers and yada, 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 yada. When the fact of the matter is that these are parents loving their children and responding to their children's. Oh boy, do we have a nice person or an idiot? Hello.
Hi, it's Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm streaming right now, so there's hardly anybody. There's only one person watching, but I want to let you know there's live camera.
ABC is right now having a show about transgender children.
About transgender kids?
Yes, and that's why I called you.
Oh, I noticed. I saw the message from you. I don't have a television. Is it online? Does ABC stream?
It should. ABC.com.
ABC.com?
ABC.com. Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm watching it, but I thought you got kicked off Facebook now to get Messenger. So
I can still receive. I can still receive. I still get my news feed and messages, but I can't respond to anything. I can't post anything.
Oh, okay. All right. So you did see it, and I didn't need to call you back, but I thought you might be.
No, I'm gonna look for it.
Okay.
What do you know the name of the program?
Let's say ABC News. So it might be abcnews.com. And then there's like 12 and whatever that other.
ABC's live stream is not available here on the same day.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, they said it might be. It says most primetime shows, and this isn't even prime. This is a news program.
It's the regular news program.
Yeah, it's not. They don't stream them live here, but they put them up in the next day or so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, just wondering if you know.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Kind of.
It is positive, and they make those other guys look very bad for saying the bad things about the kids.
Oh, good. I look forward to that. That might be, that might be why they blocked me. It's, it's heating up so much over that.
Right.
And, two of the leaders of the national organizations are mama bears here in this town.
On a what?
Their parents of transgender children in this. There's almost 100 rainbow families in Saga, in the Southern Arizona Gender Alliance. There's almost 200 parents, and two of the leaders are like national organizers.
Oh, well, that's one reason why things are better here.
Well, the main reason is that Tucson has had sexual orientation and gender identity protected under the anti-discrimination ordinance for 20 years now.
Okay.
And we're really part of the landscape.
That's important to know.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying before about the 420 crowd, is that, hippies and people in general who are homophobic or transphobic are required to keep it to themselves in this town. You know what I mean? They got it. They need to choke on all their offense that they take at queer people in this town.
Those guys aren't my kids. They're like Rudy's kids. And I was his ex-wife, so I really played drums with him. But he has a compassion project, I mean,
I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just speaking in general that
Right,
people who
right.
are hardcore cisgender heterosexual people need to keep their feelings about queers to themselves in this town. There's no like open harassment of queer people allowed in this town.
That's pretty true. Brian Barbarese, he was the drummer of the band for a long time before Ray took over. When Ray was about 16, he started playing at 14 in the house, but with him, with the band.
Randy told me the whole evolution. And I think he's told the story on stage several times too, of how Ray came up into the band.
Right. I was just, but Brian was the other drummer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Barbarese.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So he kept trying to get John hooked up with girls in the bars. Because these guys played for a long time. I was very ready for 20 years, and it's been 20 years. Even since maybe 1999. No, it was 1999.
Hang on a second. I have some people. I have some people that are like asking me questions.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Happy day. Thanks for letting me know about that. And please let me know how, a link or something, or, just a little summary. I'd love to hear about it.
Okay.
Happy day, Elizabeth. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hi, Frederick and Milk Toast. Happy day. Thanks for joining me. That was Elizabeth Roche, who was Randy Clemens, the late Randy Clemens' first wife. Randy was the leader. He wasn't even the first person to he didn't even put the band together, but Randy inherited it and ran it for many years. The band Top Dead Center that has the 420 show at the Hut in Tucson every week. What's up is that fucking Facebook has blocked both my accounts again. And I'm pissed and I'm feeling like really ornery is what I'm doing. Because it was, they didn't even tell me what they blocked the first one. They just blocked it. Said, no, your comment is no good and it's violated community standards. And then they didn't show me the comment. So I don't even know what I got blocked for there. And then this evening, just now, I wasn't even going to stream tonight, but like, it was like, oh, fuck them. I'm pissed. I'm going to see what's going on and bitch about it. Some woman in a group started a hate threat against me, accusing me of being a troll. And I'd step up and say, well, whatever gave you that preposterous idea, you ridiculous woman, and explain myself why I wasn't a troll. That was the only insult in the whole response that they could possibly have gotten me for, and they did. And it's like, okay, well, now I have to sue. I mean, I'm totally disrupting my business networking, my social networking over my politics. That's not American. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck that it's private property, but they're already under the gun for the bullshit, and I'm going to get them. I'm going after them and Twitter. Twitter won't even let me have an account. They just, I'm an anti-Zionist transgender Jew. Peace and freedom nut. And I happen to be a climate scientist who's blacklisted. I have my degree in marine biology. I wrote a paper about what's happening today 42 years ago. The hippies have been right about this shit all along. Excuse me. And Facebook, I'm being silenced. I've been getting silenced most of my life. They can't afford to have somebody like me reaching people too much. They go to great lengths to interdict my life. And this is just an outrage what they're doing at Facebook, and I have to do something about it. And for a minute, I'm gonna go looking for something. In terms of like what lawyers have sued Facebook successfully. Because then I'm going to go after them and try and get, talk to them. Here's one right up the top. and it's from January. This law firm found a special way to sue Facebook for billions. It's totally brilliant, or else it's insane and everything wrong with America. Kind of unrelated, but they also reportedly have a volleyball in in their office. Picture of Zuckerberg's scowling. There's a 30-attorney law firm in Chicago that's suing Facebook, and what sounds like it might be a good candidate for Inc.'s annual list of the world's coolest offices. This is from January 11th in Inc. magazine. Go away. But the firm Adelson PC also has another highly unusual. Oh, Jay Adelson. Oh, fuck. I think he knows my family. Jay Adelson PC also has another highly unusual asset. Its name partner, Jay Adelson, holds the government title of Special Assistant State's Attorney as part of an apparently unique class action lawsuit strategy over the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Yes, I think that's who I need to call in the morning. Okay, that was quick, and nobody's hanging out. Oh well. And who's still here? Might as well go see what the idiots are about right now. And I'm not going to stay on long since nobody's really showing up and saying anything. So does anybody show up? Why Twitter? Twitter won't let me have an account at all. Facebook has me blocked more than they let me post. And Twitter won't let me have an account. They shut down 2 accounts within about 8 months. It's like, no, fuck you. You can't post here. I'm an anti-Zionist transgender Jew. I've been at this for 50 years, 55, 56 years now. I mean, not really seriously when I was little, but certainly by 1982, I've been out in the front lines ever since 1982. Excuse the fuck out of me. But you know, I was woke the day they put a bullet in John Kennedy's head, and I have a degree in marine science that I was never able to use, and I've been living in the indie underground since 1982, and I'm well known. I'm Tommy Tudor. I'm Crazy Tommy. And I'm not because I'm insane, because I'm like nuts enough to get up in somebody's face and not care if they have a gun or a badge. If they need to have their face gotten up into, I was always willing to do it when I was younger, especially when I had a dog at my side. And so here I is. But I've been targeted since at least 1970 as because of COINTELPRO. And I've probably been targeted longer than that because I pegged the needles on the tests. My hands are all over the base code of the artificial intelligence. You know, all this aptitude tests you're taking and the little computer forms you're filling out, all that shit was fed in and collated. The numbers crunched, and my numbers came out way over there. And not just in scholastic aptitude, but also mechanical aptitude. You know, so I was a factory and farm kid. You know, we had a factory in the city and a farm in the country. And my uncles were all like electrical engineers and shit. And that, you know, and I wasn't just an egghead. And they wanted me real bad in the Navy, but I wasn't gonna fly Wizzo. There was no way I was gonna blow up little brown people for the dope and oil. It just wasn't gonna happen. So I went into medical research for a while, where I didn't have to mess with I didn't have to fuck with the animals. All I had to do was run chemical assays. It was called radioimmunoassays. Oh, hi. Who's your wife, Anna? Hi, Anna. Radioimmunoassays they were called. And I did them on human serum that came to me in test tubes. So, like, you know, I wasn't, like, exposed to all the horror of the animal torture all day in my face in the lab, but it was all around me. And eventually I couldn't take it anymore in the lab. Tried to go to the West Coast. This is 1982 to get into my field, which is fisheries, and couldn't get in the door anywhere, and ended up on the street in Venice Beach, and was rescued by the Merry Pranksters. And oh yay! Oh, they had J.S. Jennings on ABC tonight. It looks like. Oh no, they had Nicole Maines. Star of Supergirl.
So let's talk about you. So you were
that was on Ellen. She was on Ellen, and this is just somebody sending me a link. Oh, that was last year on Ellen. Gosh, there are so many, you know, I've hardly, you know, my whole life, I've hardly done, if I were to look at my life, 95% of it, of my waking hours were, if I wasn't eating, I was reading or writing. And I never published anything. I've never been paid for a fucking thing. I can't write poetry. I can't write I can't write fiction. I'm a reporter. I'm a journalist, an essayist, technical writing. I did a lot of technical writing when I working in the laboratory and working for businesses, and had to do a lot of technical writing. And I've done a lot of it. And really, I never would, you know, the world just hasn't gone at all the way I dreamed. You know, this is not where my eternal spirit doesn't live here. Or it does, and we still have to heal it, is what, you know, my dream is that we're at a crossroads in humanity's timeline right now. And it's totally up to us which way we're going. Are we going to get knocked back into the Stone Age right now? Or are we going to take a giant leap forward? And the main thing we really need to do right away, and Germany just announced that they're shutting down their coal plants and going with the renewables. And we need to stop. We need to shut down all these tea kettles, because that's all they are, is giant teapots. They're spinning a turbine. We need to shut them all down, clean it all up, start piping water instead of oil. Leave the fucking oil in the ground, leave the uranium in the ground, mine a lot less metal. We really need to stop disrupting the Earth's crust. There's not, the crust isn't very thick. This is mostly molten rock that we're sitting on. It's a big ball of molten rock surrounded by a tiny drop of water comparatively, and only a small fraction of it is solid. The rest is molten. And it's spinning through space. And the one thing that scientists could definitely say about it is that the climate is always changing. The surface is always changing. And here, but it changes slowly, very, very slowly. But here, mankind has come along in the last 200 years, just slightly over 200 years of industrial revolution. And we have altered 75% of the planet's surface and annihilated 2/3 of the flora and fauna in just 200 years. We've totally accelerated the rate of climate change that much. And what they don't seem to ever want to acknowledge is that this is a closed system. You can't create matter or energy. You can only change it in form, and energy is constantly changing form as it moves through matter. And 95% of the kinetic energy that's released when something's burned or from a nuclear pile is going out in the atmosphere. All that energy is going out in the atmosphere and doing things, and causing chemical reactions with all sorts of stuff, making nasty things that we end up breathing or eating or drinking. It's not sustainable, but we're not going to kill the planet. There's no way we can kill the planet. The planet will kill us all first. That's pretty much the guarantee. That we're such an insignificant fraction of the mass, the total mass of the planet. There's like 20 some odd zeros. 20 some odd zeros to the right of the decimal point before you get to the mass of humans versus the mass of the planet. And man, it's not much more. I think there's only one or two decimal points that moves over as the human's portion of the mass of the entire biomass of the planet. So we're nothing. The planet's going to get rid of us before we kill it all off. But we're getting to a tipping point. I had calculated that if we hadn't significantly reduced our fossil fuel consumption by 2020, we were going to see accelerating climate disturbances in these superstorms and drought and fire and all this other happy shit, earthquakes and stuff, as the planet brings itself back into homeostasis. And that's what we're witnessing. There are hardly ever any earthquakes in a lot of these places where there's like constantly earthquakes. Like Oklahoma is the earthquake capital of the world now because of fracking. Just nuts. We're poisoning our own house. We're just totally killing ourselves. We can't kill the planet. We can make the planet uninhabitable for us, and that's what's happening. Questions, comments, curses, threats? Anybody? Not many people showing up. Well, it's Saturday night at midnight, which is really strange. I don't know. I never know when there's going to actually be a lot of people around or not. Anyway, I'm overlooking at the AMB idiots right now. Nothing really worthy of repeating yet. I'm going to do stopthecommie.com. And here's some idiots with the Michelle Obama rumor that she's transsexual. A bunch of bullshit. She was like pulling on her pants a little bit as she came out the door. Big fucking deal. Fucking sick assholes. They project their own perversions onto other people. That's really pathetic. Oh, the motherfucker. He's bragging again. He is bragging a fucking again. I'm getting reported by Sneasel. Sneasel's fucking stalking me. There's a political post about wanting to see someone hung for treason that he got me blocked for promoting graphic violence. I have no choice but to go to the court at this point. And it just gets me sick to my stomach. I'm sick to even, I'm too sick to my stomach right now to even be speaking about it. So I'm going to get out of here. Happy day. Bye.